victory. Following the swearing-in ceremony of the new cabinet on 16 March 1973, the new stride got afoot to rebuild the country, and the new struggle that ensued was to make the supreme sacrifice of 3 million martyrs. Bangabandhu led the framing of the country's first 5-year plan and an annual development program. Bangabandhu was an idol to the leaders and workers and a symbol to follow. He made the party a truly popular entity through convening regular party conferences. This was followed by all other associated organizations and units of the party. Awami League pledged a number of major socio-economic directives, including waiving of land revenues up to 25 bighas. Yet another major challenge was to rebuild a patriotic national army as an appropriate, powerful and professional defense force. Bangabandhu committed to raise an elite army on the very occasion of cadet turnouts at Kumilla Military Academy on 11 January 1975. On 15 January 1975, Bangabandhu inaugurated the country's first police week. He proudly recalled the glorious role of policemen in the country's war of liberation. He did not forget to honor due dignity to the ever-vigilant border forces of the country, the Bangladesh Rifles, who played a key role of gallantry in the war. He undertook a number of initiatives to revamp all these defense and law enforcing constabularies. Bangladesh started diplomatic efforts for friendship through visiting friendly countries, including our neighbor India. During his visit to the Soviet Union, the two countries signed an economic cooperation treaty. And with the Prime Minister of India, Srimati Indira Gandhi, a treaty for peace and friendship was signed. Likewise, many foreign dignitaries visited Bangladesh at Bangabandhu's invitation. Two major achievements at that time were securing membership of the United Nations and recognition for Bangladesh from almost all the countries of the world. He joined the Non-Aligned Summit in 1973, held at Algiers at the invitation of Algerian President Yuri Boumediene, where he elaborately discussed common interest with the world leaders. He also joined the Islamic Summit held in Pakistan. While visiting Arabian countries, he championed brotherhood with the Arabs. Visiting Japan, he urged them to come forward in development partnership with Bangladesh. Japan responded to Bangabandhu's call, and the bridge on Jamuna, the Bangabandhu multi-purpose bridge, bears testimony of that era of Japan's cooperation. Yugoslav President Marshal Joseph Broz Tito called Bangabandhu as a symbol of peace, unity and progress. The World's Peace Council conferred upon Bangabandhu the honor of Julio Curie Award for Peace. Bangabandhu came to be elevated from friend of Bengal to the friend of the world. He upheld the dignity of Bangladesh by making the first historic UN General Assembly speech in Bangla.
বাংলাদেশ তার সকল প্রতিবেশী দেশের সঙ্গে সৎ প্রতিবেশী সুলভ সম্পর্ক প্রতিষ্ঠার চেষ্টা চালিয়ে যাবে। যে সম্পর্কের ভিত্তি হবে শান্তিপূর্ণ সহাবস্থান, পরস্পরের সার্বভৌমত্ব ও আঞ্চলিক অখণ্ডতার প্রতি সম্মান প্রদর্শন এবং একে অন্যের আভ্যন্তরীণ বিষয়ে হস্তক্ষেপ না করা।
বঙ্গবন্ধু ছিলেন আমাদের রাষ্ট্রের স্থপতি, তিনি জাতির পিতা, কিন্তু একই সাথে তিনি ছিলেন আমাদের পররাষ্ট্রনীতির নির্মাতা। এই ৩.৫ বছরের মাঝে তিনি যা কিছু করা সম্ভব বাংলাদেশকে বিশ্বের আন্তর্জাতিক অঙ্গনের প্রতিষ্ঠা করার, সুপ্রতিষ্ঠিত করার, তা তিনি করে গেছেন। আমি এটুকু জোর দিয়ে বলবো যে সেই ১৯৭২-এর সেই শুরুর দিন থেকে আজ পর্যন্ত বাংলাদেশের যেসব পররাষ্ট্রনীতির যেসব মেইন থার্স্টগুলো রয়েছে সেগুলো কিন্তু বঙ্গবন্ধুরই তৈরি। বঙ্গবন্ধু যদি তখন বেঁচে থাকতেন তখন বাংলাদেশের পররাষ্ট্রনীতিকে তিনি কোন পর্যায়ে নিয়ে যেতেন তা একজন পেশাদার কূটনীতিক হিসেবে আমি দিব্য চোখে দেখতে পাই।
Bangabandhu paid high tributes to the great poets Rabindranath Tagore and Qazi Nazrul Islam by choosing Tagore's Amar Shonar Bangla being the country's national anthem and declaring Qazi Nazrul Islam as national poet. It was at his keen desire that poet Qazi Nazrul Islam was taken to Bangladesh for permanent domicile, and his famous Chol 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 song was nominated as the nation's war anthem. Bangabandhu's contribution is incomparable in the advancement of Bangla language, literature and culture, for he himself was to be revered as the greatest Bengali of the millennium. He took great interest in the country's media. He was blessed with a peaceful home with his better half, Begum Fazilatun Nisa or Begum Mujib, always sharing with him, like his shadow, the source of his inspiration and sharer of all his pains and pleasure. Pursuing the path of secularism in spirit, he was a devout Muslim and an ardent follower of the great ideals of Islam. He established Islamic Foundation with an objective to further advance the meat of Islamic research and studies. He also reconstituted the Madrasa Education Board and put a ban on anti-Islamic and immoral practices. To the children, he was totally a different personality. He wanted to consign his unfulfilled mission on the future generation. To the freedom-loving people of the world, Bangabandhu was an icon of inspiration. But some local mischievous hoarders and black marketeers joined hands with the imperialists and anti-liberation forces, and that alliance led to the creation of an artificial famine in 1974. But Bangabandhu could face the situation with his political wisdom. The famine was followed by flood, and Bangabandhu rushed to the affected people. He urged upon the rehabilitation centers in each ward and villages. The whole world came forward beside the distressed people of Bangladesh. Bangabandhu explained the situation to the nation at a public meeting on the occasion of Independence Day in 1975, and he called for the second revolution, for building an exploitation-free society, for augmenting production at factories and fields, control birth rate, and on top of all, forging a greater national unity.
যে কাজে ফাঁকি দেয় সে দুর্নীতিবাজ, যে ঘুষ খায় সে দুর্নীতিবাজ, যে স্মাগলিং করে সে দুর্নীতিবাজ, যে ব্ল্যাক মার্কেটিং করে সে দুর্নীতিবাজ, যে জমি জিনিস হোল্ড করে সে দুর্নীতিবাজ। যারা কাজের কর্তব্য পালন করে না তারাও দুর্নীতিবাজ। যারা বিবেকের বিরুদ্ধে কাজ করে তারাও দুর্নীতিবাজ। যারা বিদেশের কাছে দেশকে বিক্রি করে তারাও দুর্নীতিবাজ। এই দুর্নীতিবাদদের বিরুদ্ধে আমাদের সংগ্রাম শুরু।
When the undisputed leader of the masses, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, was making a headway to rebuild the nation, just at that moment, the anti-liberation forces made a severe assault. They failed to make blockades to progress, and at last the conspiracy led to the massacre of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman along with his entire family. The dream of making Golden Bangla met a severe setback, but the dictates of the time never cease to assert, even if it remains blind. The new generation of the 21st century feel at the depth of their hearts that Mujib means nothing other than freedom. This is a bond between father and his son. Today, millions of voices make out this valiant chorus, once echoed out of the great voice of Mujib, now in multiple magnitudes.